There you go. Yay.
Hello.
So,
Yay.
Albrey, how are you today?
Good. How are you? Thank you again for letting me come back on here. That's amazing of you.
I'm doing good, well. Thank you so much. And it is super cool and awesome to have you back here. As I said, it's just awesome. So before we start, I have to give you an epic welcome, a proper welcome for someone as cool and badass as you. So let me show you that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Super epic.
Thank you.
Now, tell me, what's new since our last interview?
Well, I just got back from Seattle, like 2 days ago, and now I'm back to normal 9 to 5s, but that's what I just got back from doing a whole modeling photographer event and, exploring Seattle because I've never really had a chance to do that by myself, and that was amazing. So, yeah.
That is super cool. So on your Instagram, we can see a lot more awesome posts. So tell me, what are some of your favorite ones so far?
So I would say my favorite one, there's a lot of really good ones that I've been shooting with lately because I've been just diving into the whole creative, modeling world and just really loving every part of that. So my favorite ones I've done recently is the blood one that's on my Instagram. That one was a little nerve-wracking because we were at a pool and all of a sudden these two families show up and we're like, I'm already just have all the blood coming down my face. And I was totally expecting these two moms to come up to us and be like, what are you doing? There's children around. But instead they were like, are you guys doing like a murder scene? And we're like, yeah, I guess kind of. And they were like, that's awesome. So that was really cool. I would say the lake one I just did recently where it's double exposure, meaning there's two of me. And that was really fun to shoot. It wasn't fun at first and because the water was at like this lake and it just smelled so bad. So I just, the ground was gross. And then the photographer, Rebecca, just climbed on in with me. And I was like, okay, if the photographer's going to do this, I got to stick my nasty feet into this too. Yeah. It was so gross. And then I would say the other one that I've done was, I love shooting with Logan, and he's the one that does all the gun ones. And those just make me feel like I'm a badass. I feel like I'm part of Tomb Raider. And like I'm G.I. Jane, like all those, it was amazing. So I really love that because that's really confidence boosting, like holding just a fucking massive gun. Just like, yeah, I'm ready. It's not loaded, obviously, but I'm like, I'm ready to fuck shit up. So that was really cool.
That's so cool, yeah. It would be cool if at some point you get a loaded one and you start shooting around. That would be cool.
I have asked them, like, if you want to take carbon, maybe do some target practice. I'm here for it, but they're really safe about all that stuff. So maybe one day we'll see, but they take care of everything. They're very, very safe with all of that. So I love those two to pieces too.
Totally. That's so cool. Now, besides the ones you mentioned, is there any other one that they were like a little difficult to take due to crazy weather or something like that we have been through recently?
I haven't posted it on my Instagram quite yet, but there is this one that I did with my best buddy Maceo. We went out and it was so crazy stormy at the beach, and we went out and it was like at least 40 degrees, just rain, wind, all the horrible stuff combined. Yeah. And we were just shooting along the beach and I was freezing because I was in this dress that I made for myself. And we were taking a shot where I was on the ground, like on the sand, and then just a wave comes up out of nowhere and just completely wipes me out. And I'm sitting here like, okay, I cannot react because I want it to be a good shot, and that's not what we were intending to do. And that's the best thing about modeling and photography is that you think you have a shot in mind, but then you get something that's better and bigger and cooler. So when that came up, I was like, okay, just keep modeling, just keep pushing through it. Just like think that you're in the Bahamas right now. So that was really, so cool. Yeah, that was a really crazy mess that I really enjoyed doing. I have a lot of situations where I have to just take my mind out of whatever I'm doing and really just focus on it. So I'll be like, and then I'll be like, okay, camera's on me. Like
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Plus, I think it is also kind of I think it also helps that whenever you were doing the photo shoot, you know that when you're done, you're gonna eat a burger.
Yes, you remember. Yeah, and I still do that. Or I'll go before and eat a burger. So, and it doesn't help. I feel bloated. I don't care, but it rewards me at the end. And it's not just a burger. I've been deeping into some nachos, getting some wings.
There you go.
Like I don't have a limit. I just eat whatever to celebrate how, especially with like how hard I work and that other person works too to make that shot.
Totally, so. But I find it interesting because I've been interviewing also a few models as well, and whatever I will ask them, like, what would you do after? It is so interesting and funny that they would say kind of the same thing, that they would go burger or nachos, pizza, stuff like that. And I'm still wondering, like, why? I mean, is there like a like there was this interview in which I was just laughing and they were like, what? And they were like asking like, what's up? And then I said, well, because it's been a lot of times now that whenever I would ask for like this question for models, they would say exactly the same thing. They would go for a burger or for nachos, pizza, whatever.
Yes, you have to reward yourself for working as hard as you did, because a lot of people think it's just a camera pointing at you and you're great and you're fine, but you also have to be creative with the shot. You have to come up with a pose that's going to fit the scene. I'm a very visual person, so I will think of a shot and be like, okay, that's exactly what I want to nail, and get myself in the position to nail that shot. And then it's a lot of communicating back and forth with the photographer to be like, okay, what do we want to do to make this unique in our own and not copy or do anything like that. So it's a lot of like mentally thinking, and then as well as physically going through that I wouldn't say pain, but just physically putting yourself in that position to just make something look really cool is really like it's really mentally challenging.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
that's true.
Which I love.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I've seen also that for example, they will have to, I don't know, if they're having like this picture in which they're hitting something, they will have to like put the muscle so they would look like they're actually hitting on the moment. And of course, since it's not that quick, at some point you will get all of your muscles kind of sore, because you will have to tighten them out sometimes, or even like the face, it will sometimes like the whole muscle skew will kind of feel all weird. Yeah, I get it.
Oh yeah, no, and I've always learned, because when I was in like middle school, high school, I watched America's Next Top Model like all the time, and I remember Tyra saying when you're physically the most uncomfortable doing a pose, that's when you're gonna nail it the most. So even it's weird, and I tell models that too now, like new ones that are coming on, and I'm just helping them out. I'm like, the more uncomfortable you are in that pose, you don't know what's behind that camera, and it looks amazing. So just keep still, like keep doing it, like and always trying to find new different ways of doing things too. Like that also is like one of the biggest things as well.
Totally. Now tell me, what are some of the things that you are enjoying now that you're getting more and more photo shoots?
So now I've really dived deep into the whole creative photo shoots, so doing a lot of like story type time. So I basically tell a story when it comes to my posts. So that is something that I've been really inspired by, is doing that. And obviously like shooting with guns and how badass that is, and like and so just really doing a lot more creative editorial type photo shoots has been literally one of my favorite things that I've really been into, and there's more that I'm working on too right now, and so I'm really excited for how those turn out as well. So I'm like, keep them coming, more blood ones, more gun ones, like let's just keep going. Like it's such a fun time to put yourself in something, because I would have never done anything like that until I started modeling, and that's when I was like, hell yeah, like this is awesome.
Yeah, totally.
So
Now,
more creative the better.
yeah, absolutely. That is badass and epic as well. Now, but tell me, how has been the whole like modeling process now that everything started to open?
So a lot of it is just getting your name out there, and that's especially because so I was down in Seattle and we were doing another portrait slam, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And our theme was cyberpunk. It was absolutely amazing. But I'm not from Seattle. I'm actually from Portland. And so being able to go to another state area and just getting your name out there. So there were people that were like, hey, I'm a designer and I don't normally model, but I'm here and I want to find models that are wanting to model off my designs and my clothes. And so that's when I'm like, I'm like, I will be there for you. Like, just let me know. And just really showing up and showing that you want to do that. I work with this woman that is also up in Vancouver. Her name's Alex, and she's also a designer too. And so whenever she has group projects, I'm always like, I will be there. So just really spreading your name and also following accounts too that you've never would follow and hitting them up as well. So it's just all about rapport, networking, getting your name out there, and having good connections with everybody so that, people will remember you in the back of their mind. Like, oh, Aubrey said that she can help me out with this shoot. Like, I have 2 other models. Like, let's do like a trio shoot or something like that. So just constantly spreading your name is what I found has been the best for me. And I get to meet so many amazing people that I would have never met before. And so many amazing creators. Like, that's my favorite part about all of it too. It's just meeting all these amazing people.
Yeah, totally. I agree on that. Yeah, it is so amazing whenever you can get the chance to meet like more talented people here and there. Yeah.
Yeah, especially from different parts too. Seattle's only 3 hours away, but still like getting to meet people like that. And like there were people there too that are from the East Coast or down south. Like there are just so many different walks of life that I'm lucky enough to run into and get to talk and conversate for a little bit and just really understand each other. Like it's been a really cool thing. I'm a very introvert person, so when I've met other people, I'm like, wow, I might be a little extrovert now that I think about it. So
yeah, that's so cool. Now, in our last interview, we mentioned Madness Mandala. Tell me how are the new drawings, and when are we gonna get like more drawings?
So I've been really pursuing. So I've been working a lot with my day job. I've also been working a lot with modeling. So a lot of my drawings haven't really been moving along as well. Only because they take so much time. But what I've been really diving deep into is a lot of mental health type drawings, and so really having a message speak through, and then surrounded by the mandala. I've had my whole life, I've struggled with mental health, and especially with COVID and everybody else also having things come up that they don't normally have come up. I think being able, and especially for me and what I go through, is that being able to draw that out has been amazing and relieving, and it helps a lot of other people that struggle with the same things that I might struggle with too. So.
Yeah, totally. Wow. And now that you're getting like more photo shoots here and there, what advice could you say to those who are recently starting modeling?
I would say motivation is key. Like literally just continuously going and going. You might not think at first that, doing 3-4 shoots a week is gonna really help you in any way, but trust me, it will. Like I've learned to just sit back, continue doing what I'm doing, having a very optimistic mind. So not going in and having goals is great, but not putting all your eggs in one basket. So really allowing yourself to try all different types of things, and then keeping that motivation going, and just knowing in your mind that it possibly can pay off at the end. That's something that has kept me motivated, like kept me going in this, is just letting life take its course. Just keep moving on. This makes me think of Avril Lavigne, Shovel Lighter. Keep moving on. Yeah. But like that has been something that I've just keep working with it, and just keeping those goals, but also keeping other doors open as well. So
yeah, totally. Now I wonder, so you've been killing it recently with so many awesome posts here and there. I mean, you're basically killing it. But I wonder, like, what motivates you or gets you back up whenever you're having, you know, like those bad days in which you will question yourself if you should continue or not. Like, what gets you back up and be like fuck it, I'm just gonna keep following what I do, like what I love the most.
I think what keeps me the most motivated is just really just focusing on myself and really making myself the number one priority.
Yeah.
And just keeping my happiness above everything else.
Okay.
So that's what keeps me going, and like what makes it, even though I'm having a bad day, and I've had a lot of those too, like, but just keeping my happiness above. So saying like, this is what I love to do, so I'm gonna do it, and keeping that the number one priority, and just keep pushing. Yeah. And so I am very fortunate that like, at first it sucked, but my dad has always been somebody that has motivated me. And he's always been that person that's like, yeah, it sucks, but rub some dirt on it and get it back up and let's get going. And so not allowing yourself to get into that hole. And for him to raise me like that has made me such a strong, independent person that I am now, because I can go through those hard times, but yet still come out by keeping myself, like, my happiness and everything above. So that's been really helpful.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And what would you say is one of the reasons why so many people will abandon their dreams?
I would say people that usually abandon their dreams is just not, like how I said earlier, like that motivation. So especially with you too, and your podcast and your show and everything, like, you started off small, but you kept going, you kept reaching out to people, you kept putting yourself in those DMs and basically sitting there and just continuously working. And that has led you to what you are now, which is over 2,000 followers, which is absolutely amazing. So that's awesome that you have that. And so that is something that I would say to not let anybody abandon their dreams, is just to keep going. Like, even when it gets hard, just keep pushing. Again, keep moving on.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I can agree on that. I mean, for example, in my case, at the end of the day, I mean, if this has been working, it's because of all of the amazing, talented people. I mean, you included, who gave me the time to make this happen. I mean, at the end of the day, it's because of you guys that this is happening, and yeah.
Yeah, no, and I can say the same thing about the photographers that I meet too. Like the time and effort that they put in to make the photo amazing as well. Yeah. Like, that has been something that I'm like really thankful and grateful for, is all these photographers and creators that I have met to just make that photo, as well as myself, amazing. And we all want the same end goal. We all want the photo. We all want something to look at and be like, like, so doing that. Yeah, totally. Now tell me, like, what's your goal on modeling? I mean, what do you try to achieve in each new photo shoot? No.
Can you hear me?
No.
It's lagging a little bit, but can you hear me now?
What was that?
You can hear me now? Yeah. So my question was, like, what's your goal on modeling? I mean, okay, we're lagging again. We'll be right back. We're just having some technical difficulties. We'll be right back. In this case, oh, okay. So let's try one more time, guys. Give me 1 second. So there you go. There you
Hey!
go. We're back.
Yes.
Cool. I mean, at the end of the day, we can have a show. We can't have a show if we don't have those technical difficulties here and there. You know what I mean?
Yes.
All right. So, yeah. So my question was like, what's your goal on modeling? I mean, what do you try to achieve in each new photo shoot?
I would say better poses. Trying something that's outside of the box. Coming up with concepts that a whole lot of people haven't yet. So really talking and communicating with the photographer to really sit there and dial in on what the concept that we want to go with moving forward. So that has been something that I've really been like trying to achieve in every new shoot.
Fantastic. And my last question here is, what can we expect from Albrey in the future?
I would say, so I have a fashion show that's coming up. It's with a lot of other amazing models. It is going to be under the designer Paul Alexandra. Blah, I can't even talk. Paul Alexander, and he's been coming out with absolutely amazing stuff. So you should expect that very soon. And then I have a my little fun part and everything in this new indie show that's coming up. I will have to send you the link actually for it. But this TV show this guy has been writing, and he has asked me to be a part of it, and that has been amazing. So I've been working with that and 10 other amazing actors and actresses. I'm trying something new and seeing how it's going. And I'm loving that process. So it's this TV show called Deviance, and we should expect it next year. But I'm playing the main character's best friend. So
that's so cool. I mean, I can't wait to see Albrey 2.0.
Yes, 2.0, and then
2.0.
It's just I'm gonna just keep going, keep trying and reaching out to more people and working with pre-existing people as well. It's just the community of creating and inspiring has been something that I've absolutely loved. So I'm really excited for the future for myself too.
Yeah, totally. I mean, at the end of the day, Albrey, you are so cool. I mean, you are super amazing here. I mean, you were one of the first interviews that I had, or back. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Well, I was, just like learning to stuff here and there, and I can, and even though that while I was doing my thing, I was checking on yours, and the fact that you have like grown a lot, you have done like more amazing cool stuff here and there. You have been like, I mean, clearly you have been pushed to the limit in some of those epic photos. But as I said before, I mean, they look really cool and they look really badass. So I can't wait to see more of your amazing work. The fact that you are continuing and the fact that you keep pushing it, that's very inspiring. And I think to those who feel discouraged and a little bit depressed of to continue following their dreams or not, at the end of the day, they can totally relate on you because you are a true rock star here. And because we finished the whole question, so I need to give you an epic shout out. So. And
thank you.
Yeah, keeping that amazing superwoman with this amazing vibe you always have. I mean, it is super cool here, and I do agree that we need to see more of your awesome content. I mean, all of those who are watching right now, we totally agree that Albrey, she's the bomb. She's like so bad.
Well, thank you.
So
but yes, keep going, keep pushing and doing your dreams. So
thank you. So normally what I would say is that if you're watching this later on the YouTube or listening to it later on the podcast, make sure that you are following Albrey. Normally what I would say is for you to put pause, you can leave a like here, subscribe, why not, and then hydrate. And then follow Albrey all over social media. Leave 1 million likes here. Spread the word that we have an amazing, talented model that she is just reaching for more and more and more. I mean, who knows?
Yes.
Maybe at some point we will be seeing you in this epic movie franchises or in this epic magazine cover or maybe your own clothing brand. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, one can only hope. I got a lot of big dreams in here. I'm a Pisces for sure. So I dream big.
There you go. Keep doing that. And as I said here, I mean, you have a lot of amazing people supporting you. And also, before I send you off, I need to send you off in an epic, badass, super way. So. And yeah, you have an amazing rest of the evening. Evening.
Yes.
Yeah.
You too. Thank you so much again for letting me on, and congratulations to over 2,000 followers. That's amazing.
Thank you. Have a good one, okay?
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye.